Hey guys, welcome to our September leaders meeting. This is a meeting for all lead consultants and above in Simply Grace and Grit and Wildflower Warriors. So we have monthly meetings for all of our leaders. Sometimes they're just with Anya and I, and then sometimes they're with our group that we work with other SSDs. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. A few announcements, like I just said, our next meeting is actually going to be October 6th. So if you don't have that in your calendar, write it down. It's just in a few weeks, October 6th, and that's going to be with all the other SSDs that we work closely with in this business. So Ray Anderson, Katie Lassiter, Amber Ryan, Chastity Robinson, myself, and Anya. I think I said everybody. Yes. So if you don't follow them on YouTube, go ahead and do that. But we will be doing a meeting in just a couple weeks to go over some leadership topics. The other announcement I have is for SFR, July 26th through 29th, Charlotte, North Carolina. I have written on here, leaders attend events, because they do. Okay, so we're going to be talking about leaders building leaders tonight. And a huge part of that is doing what you want your leaders to do. And one of those things is attending events and doing the hard things, making it a priority to always attend with what Cincy offers us. It's going to be on the East Coast this year, which has never happened. So I'm super excited because a lot of us are on the East Coast, are closer to the East Coast. So go ahead and start planning for that. I'm going to go ahead and as of this morning, I have a list of people who are paid at title. Okay, so this is a huge deal. It's everyone's goal to be paid at title. You'll never hear from me that it's, I don't want to say not okay to be paid at title, but that's always the goal of the month. Why? Because if you're a certain title and you're not being paid at title, you are literally leaving money on the table. Literally leaving money on the table, okay? And I don't want that for you because I know that's not what you want for yourself. So the list that was paid at title as of this morning when I made these notes, myself, Paige Rooswald, Jennifer Peterson, Ashley Crabtree, Stephanie Reed, Martha Campos, Stephanie Schroeder, Rebecca McGee Mullins, Kara Norris, Bree Demina, Kaylee Dean, Katie I can't say her last name. Chrysilius, something. Celsius. Katie, sorry, you're paid attention. I'm so proud of you. And Savannah Hogan. So congratulations to all of you. I know that list is going to be added to by the end of the month. But that's pretty amazing for having almost 2 weeks left in the month, right? No, 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever. So congratulations to all of you. Our current sales for our whole entire group, Simply Grace and Grit, currently as of today, $205,760. So we still have tons of time left. Y'all are killing it. I'm so proud of you for everyone for working their business and doing the hard things, because as we all know, it's not easy. Yes, I said Bree's name in that list. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about leaders building leaders. It's something that we talk about a lot, because it is important. Myself and Anya have asked Paige and Sylvia to also talk on these subjects. But before, we're all going to touch on it. But before we do that, I want to do just a little self-reflection exercise with everyone who is here on the call. I want you to think and share in the chat if you're willing to. You don't have to say names. You don't have to be specific. But what did your leader do to help you get where you are now? It may be your sponsor. It may be your director. It may be your SD. It may be your SSD. So what one thing, just pick one. What's one thing that your leader did to help you get where you are now? Okay, showed the way, okay, provided support, shared all the things she uses to work her biz daily and monthly, gave me personal goals to push me out of my comfort zone, asked me my goals and did follow-ups to check in to see if I was reaching them or need more guidance, shared what they did, okay. Me personally, it was believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and she also pushed me to do things that I didn't think was possible. I'm just sharing that since I'm not sharing it in the chat. Pushed me out of my comfort zone no matter what was going on, followed up and coached, pushed me when she knew I needed the extra push, provided all the tools I needed, was there for me when I needed it, believed in me. Okay. So that is huge. I feel like we could just like end the meeting right now, because all of those things that people are listing, it's a big deal, and y'all are laughing, but it's true. Nothing on this list is like, oh, she told me how to put in a party. She told me how to set up a Facebook party on Facebook, right? It's more of the everyday things, believing in me, cheering on me, pushing me, following up, answering my questions, being supportive, shared what they did. Okay. And so the only thing I want you to ask yourself right now is, are you doing those things for your people? Are you doing those things for your people? If you asked your people that question, would they say those things? And here's the thing, not everybody is going to like how you lead. Not everybody's going to like what you do. And you're going to hear me say that a lot, because it's so very important in this business that you are true to you. I did a training on it this week in Simply Grace and Grit about being authentic and being you, because regardless of if someone likes you or not, at least you were yourself. At least they know who you are, and you are who you say you are. And that's more important than someone liking you or not. Okay. You can also take advice or listen to someone that maybe you don't necessarily like, right? We don't all have to be best friends. Love you guys, but we're not. That's the reality of this. Okay. Yes. All right. So just a little exercise to start off with. If you're feeling really brave, talk to your frontline, or talk to your downline leaders and ask, hey, what's one thing I did that was really helpful to you in becoming a leader? Or even saying, what's one thing that I didn't do that you wish I would have to help you get there, right? Because that feedback is important for you to move on and have that self-reflection within yourself. Being a leader, you have to have that self-reflection every single week. Every single week. So, but up that Paige, I am passing it to you, girly girl.
Now I'll start. I want to start off by saying leadership is going to be individualized. It's going to be unique to you. Just because you do it one way and another leader does it another way doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. So with that, just because I'm doing it doesn't mean you have to. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. But this is what's created a successful, sustainable business for myself. When leading my team, I have always gone with the love your people vibe. I try and be very understanding where we're at in their journey. And it's important to realize that leadership is a servanthood. It is not about you. It's not about you. To me, it's not about you. I've always put my team's dreams before my own, because I know when I help them find their path and motivate them and inspire them to go for their success, my goals and everything will come when it's supposed to come. When you break it down, if you're sitting here saying, I need to hit this, I need to do this, versus saying, okay, well, how can I help you get to your goal? What can I do to help you tackle it? Your encouragement and your guidance is going to help them grow their network. It's going to help them want to sponsor. It's going to guide them, be a guiding post for where they're going to go and for their dreams to be accomplished. And this pours into your numbers. It's going to grow your team as well. It's going to grow your TWV or your GWV. And it becomes more consistent for you. So when you're focusing on them, look at how much it's actually pouring into you as well. This is where your dreams fall into place, and you look and you're going to accomplish it without being all about yourself. And you're going to be able to help others before helping yourself. And it's just going to fall right into place. It may take time. Good things take time, and good things are worth the wait. as far as hoping and kind of making sure this flows throughout my teams, I mean, I can only pray that I lead by example and it's a trickle effect. I pray that they want to emphasize that they care about their teams as much as I have cared for them, as much as I have cared for their goals and their dreams, because they matter to me, and their team should matter to them. That's where having sustainable business is going to happen. I try and stay in constant contact, whether I'm in a bad place, a good place in my business. I try and be active on my team page. If I'm not as active as I want to be, I make sure I am active one-on-one, and I'm checking in one-on-one and seeing how their business is going and where I can help them. If one particular person is having a rough time booking parties, I will sit down and do a booking blitz with them. And that way we can bounce off each other on how things are going. I try and make time for those leaders that are really wanting it, but still struggling. Because I want them to know that I'm here to help them accomplish whatever, and taking the time to do a booking blitz to help them accomplish something is also going to help me accomplish something. So why not help them together? And I do this with everyone. I start this whole love concept with everyone because everyone's journey is going to be different. So no matter where they start, you never know. You never know if their journey is going to go from hobbyist to full-time careerist. So you want to kind of set that foundation early, or at least that's what I try and do. Because I want them to know, just because they're a hobbyist doesn't mean I don't care. And say they fully change their, they have that full mind shift, that click moment, that aha. They know that they can come to me and I will tackle it with them, because it matters. I just try and make an emphasis that they matter. Their journey matters, their goals matter. With that being said, you can have a loving kind of mentorship going without draining yourself. We have been taught, do not pour into a drain. And I'm learning that. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to want it for people and for someone to come up and say, yeah, let's do this. Totally. And you put that time and energy into it, and then they don't do anything with it. You get your hopes up that they're going to do something fun with their business. They're excited, and then nothing happens, and it's just exhausting. So I try and make it a point to work with those who put their focus in, and their efforts and their actions match their words. They're doing what they're saying, because actions are always going to speak louder than words. I do my very best to lead from the front. I accomplish my personal goals first as quickly as possible so I can focus on my team and what they need to attain their goals. However, I'm only one person. So I do my best to share resources. We know we have different Facebook groups that I make sure they're aware of. Our leaders group's very important. I share my favorite podcasts, my favorite speakers. I make sure I'm sharing those YouTube channels where I know a leader is training on topics that will be contributing to a successful business. And I just want to remind you guys that you are a resource that your teammate chooses to use. They can 1000% make it without you. It's been done many times, and we are well aware of it. But what's the fun in that if you can't be a part of it? Why wouldn't you want to be a part of someone finding their dreams and accomplishing them? So just keep that in mind, that they're more than capable to do it without you, but it's their choice to work with you.
Thank you. Sylvia? I can't hear you.
No, I was trying to unmute myself. Okay, so I'm a little nervous for some reason today. I don't know why. But I learned so much as a director and on my way here. And I try to take the approach of leading as anyone can at any level with any number of teamies. Your leadership style is going to evolve if you reflect on how you are leading. So every time I promoted, I reflected on how I was leading to see if I could do better. Okay. If you're not getting paid at title, if your team isn't growing, first look at yourself to see if there's something that you need to change before you start blaming everybody else. Because it can't be everybody else if there's a problem within your team and you're the common denominator. So that's a huge thing that sometimes is hard to step back and go, what am I doing that isn't helping other people? So always remember, you can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves. Okay. So no matter how much you want somebody to promote because you know they can do it, it will hit them when it hits them. They will have that aha moment when it happens. And you just have to be there for that moment to help them continue on that journey they want to take. So as corny as it may sound, I lead with love, just like Paige was saying. I've said it before and I actually mean it. I try to have a people-centered business. And that wasn't how it was always. I wasn't always thinking people-centered until I had my aha moment and realized it wasn't, like how Paige said, it wasn't about me. It's about them. It's not about me. And after watching Katie Lassiter's training, which I had shared on all of the pages, and after our last group SSD meeting, I felt even more strongly about that. Katie and Ray, I've seen them, how they treat their people with love, and it helps them grow. I am honest with my teamies on what they need to do to grow, if that's what they want, but it comes from the heart. I never try to demean them or make them feel like I'm being condescending to them just because I might have more experience than them. But again, just because somebody is a certified doesn't mean that they don't have more worldly experience than I do. Okay, because they probably they could have a corporate job where they are a manager and have more experience than I do, and I can learn something from them. But everything comes from the heart with that, because I know that this business can change lives because it's changed mine. But again, it goes back to remembering you can't want it more than they want it for themselves. I recognize what I know should be repeated to be successful, because I've seen successful people do those same things. So if they're successful doing these things, then I need to be doing those things, and I need to be sharing those things and teaching those things. Like, just even something as simple as what your daily tasks are or your monthly tasks are, having that kind of thing is very easy to duplicate and for people to follow and to become successful from that. I recognize my teamies with the shout out pictures, and I feel like my teamies love that. I try to have my leaders, sometimes I have to talk to a few leaders more than once, but for them to shout out their own teamies, because one day they're going to have to do that if they become a director, and I still won't let somebody go more than 24 hours or so without being recognized, because I loved when I was recognized. It may not be their love language, but it's still a thing to be recognized, because it also shows the appreciation I have for the work I see them doing. So we do that as much as we can, mostly with PRV levels. And that's also part of the whole first rung of the ladder of success, right? PRV section. I also follow Katie Lassiter's way of working with my frontline and my downline. I take a look at the reports. I run like reports at least twice a day to see how people are doing. If they're lacking it, or if they're inconsistent with their PRV, if they're needing to sponsor more to promote because they want to promote, but they're missing active frontline, or they're missing their leadership numbers consistently, or if I see that their teamies are not doing as well as they are, so they're hitting 2000 PRV, but their teamies are basically not even getting active, then there might be an issue with coaching or training. So I do Mondays and Tuesdays. I reach out to 3 frontline and 3 downline. I put it on a Post-it note and I challenge them to small challenges, whether it's a booking blitz, join conversations, pick a subject they think that they need to train, and they talk to their teamies about that. And then I have them reach out to me on Friday, because it's on them to reach out to me. I'm not going to be chasing them because this is their business, but I'm there doing the same things they're doing. If they're doing a booking blitz, I'm doing a booking blitz. That benefits me because it forces me to also get those parties that I'm telling everybody to get parties. If I'm telling people you need to sponsor, but I'm not having joint conversations, but I'm challenging people to have 10 joint conversations, that's not okay. That's not showing the way, like we always talk about. You know, you have to show them that you are going to ask them to do what you're doing, not ask them things that you're not doing yourself. And I feel like leading with love and caring about your team and their successes is way much more meaningful. If you feel like you're not necessarily invested where you're going to exhaust yourself or anything like that, but if you care about these people, you care about their dreams, just like Paige was saying, and any time you help someone bless their lives, it will come back. It might not be immediately, but eventually that blessing is going to come back to you. It's basically the whole idea with karma. Now, of course, I'm going to make sure that my business is in order, just like Paige was saying. I have my goals set and I know how I'm going to get my 3K every month. I have my parties. I have my conversations I'm going to have and everything. Doesn't mean I can't still give my people attention. Doesn't mean I'm going to spend hours with them, but I'm going to keep up with them on Facebook. I'm going to keep up with what's going on in their lives, know them outside of Scentsy, get to know them as people, what's going on. If, you know, unfortunately, if like one of my downline, her grandmother passed away and that kind of thing, I want to know those things because it also affects their business. But I'm not also thinking about like, oh, if it affects her business, it's going to affect my business. I just care that that person has something going on in their lives. Let me look at my notes real quick. But by getting to know them, you can also help them find their why, because you can only motivate so much. You should be inspiring them by showing them how you're working. But their why is what's going to help them get through those rough times. Because I've had rough times and I go back to my why and I'm like, okay, this is why I want to keep doing this. I have to suck it up even if I'm feeling like crap today. And they're not just numbers. Okay, they're people with dreams, just like you have dreams. And so I also share about my life. They know about me. I'm transparent with them about certain things. If I'm having a horrible depression day, I let my people know because it's going to show that I'm not as interactive on my team page, but I'm not ignoring people if they message me, kind of thing. So I believe in leading this way because it definitely brings my team together. I feel like my team is basically like a family. They have over time interacted more and they show up when I need them. So if I go on vacation, if I go to events, I remember going to Destin and having kind of like a whole thing before going to Destin, like nobody is interacting on my team page. I go to Destin and I kept showing Whitney like, look, they just posted on my team page. Like it was ridiculous, but they are there when I need them and I can see that and they know that I have their back just as much as I hope they have my back. I also reach down to my downline, not just my frontline, to build those relationships. Okay, so I might not necessarily talk to them about their businesses, but I want to build those relationships with those people because hopefully it doesn't happen, but leaders do drop off and those people come up to you and then you have strangers if you're not building those relationships. And then you have people who are like, this girl's not invested in me. But if I've been talking to them and actually get to know them, they know that I'm there for them. I start doing all of this from day one. I send welcome emails to my frontline and my downline and welcome packets to just my frontline. It is my leaders' jobs and their sponsors to give the welcome packets to their people. I Facebook friend all of my teamies. I get to know them that way, is so that way I'm not always like in their inbox messaging them about stuff. I don't prejudge anyone when they join. So I don't automatically assume everybody's going to do what I do, full-time, big business. That's my thing. But I also don't assume everybody's going to be a hobbyist. Okay. For whatever reason they want to join, I meet them where they're at. And if that changes, then that's going to change how I lead them, how I help them. I'm not going to pour into a drain, like they were saying. I work with the ones who want to work this business, but I also work with the ones who show up, who share on my team page, who reach out to me, who want to work but need the guidance. I work with leaders who want to keep growing. So when I run those reports, I see people who might be able to promote, and I talk to them, hey, if you just had one more active frontline, you'd be a star by now, kind of thing. So I'm always doing that kind of thing. I also work with consultants outside of my team. I actually have a person on my team. I have 2 people on my team page who are not in my team. Neither one of them is getting too much information from their own sponsors or their own groups or anything. And they get all their information from me. I don't benefit anything financially from them, but it's not fair that they don't have somebody to help them along. And if I can do anything to help them, I'm going to. And as Orville says, you give more than you take. And I believe that goes across the whole Scentsy family, not just within Simply Grace and Grit. Like, you should be sharing anywhere that you can. And I try to lead from the front, but from the heart. I want to show them how I work and how I got how I got here. Because I'm not anybody special in the sense that if you work it and you do what you need to do, you can become a director. You can become an SD, you can be an SSD, anything. It's just a matter of putting in the effort and doing the work. But I do try to inspire them as much as I can. I remain coachable because I am willing to learn every single day. I don't know everything and I never will know anything, and that's in life, period. I do what successful leaders do, and we have great examples within our group of those successful leaders. And I want to leave with saying, I think back to what Chastity said in our last group SSD meeting: train them enough that they can leave, but treat them to keep them around. Okay. Build the people, people build the business. Keep it people centered. And that's what I got.
So good, Sylvia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So good. My turn. So assuming that you're here because you want to be paid title, you want to grow your business, you want to grow your team, part of doing all that is growth. Okay. It's going to be growing, which means you're not only still sponsoring, but you're growing leaders too. Okay. So that goes back to something as juvenile as our ladder of success, leg of success, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. The 3 things that are most important in your business. Okay. So PRB, sponsoring, coaching, training. The coaching training part is where you're going to build these leaders. So leaders building leaders happens in the training coaching part, which is the 3rd part of the most important part of your business. So we'll have to be intentional with what you're doing to build your leaders. So the first thing about that is connection. It is all about connection. Okay. And that's one thing that I can pretty confidently say, that all of my frontline, I don't know about half of them in real life. Never met them from a party, met them from a party of a party of a party, met them from who knows, there's a long list. But one thing that I do have with all of them is some type of connection. I've gotten to know them on a level that was more than just Scentsy. Okay, so I know that they have kids. I know that they're crazy busy. I know that their husband loves to hunt. I know all of these things because I do that intentionally to get to know my people. Okay. And a lot of that actually happens before they even join. And we talk about that with building relationships with your customers. This is a people-centered business, like Sylvia just said. It's about the people. It's about the customers. It's about the host. It's about the potential joins. It's about your frontline. Okay. And once they take that step into joining, right, it is our responsibility as their leader, whether you're their sponsor, whether you're their upline, whether you're their director, SD, SSD, I don't care what you are. If you're in someone's upline, it's part of your responsibility to help them get where they want to be in their business. Now, it's already been mentioned, that's going to change. And I told Anya today, we were talking about it. If someone would have asked me when I first became a leader, if I wanted to do what I'm doing now, I would have literally probably not answered you. I would have probably just like laughed and been like, okay, she crazy. That's not how this works. That's not how my life's supposed to be, right? Because it's true. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I wanted to make $300 extra a month. And by the time I was a leader, those were accidental joins. Those were people that came to me to join. I wasn't seeking people out at that time. Okay. So, but again, from the beginning, I got to know my people. I helped them. I talked to them. And in those first 70 days, I taught them, whether they were a discount consultant, whether they were a kidnapper, whatever they want to call it. I still said, I want to set you up for success if you choose to have it later. Okay. And even still to this day, when someone joins and they're like, I just want a discount. Okay, girl, but we're still going to make you a link. The girl that joined that lives down the street that doesn't have any social media, we've still made her a launch party link. She still shared that with friends and family. She's active. Okay. I'm still going to show her how to do the things. I have to show her how to enter a party. And that's the reason as to getting that set up, that launch party link. Let people know you're selling it, obviously buy it from yourself. And I want you to get the most out of this. So I want you to know how to double dip to get your discount and your payment. Okay. Talking to them. I could have easily just said, oh, she's discount. She'll just order from a website, like it, whatever. I could have left her alone. No. The next thing after connection is to ask. Okay, so that's another part of this business that starts with ask. The other is sponsoring, ask, track, follow up. You have to talk to the people. You have to ask them, girl, your PRV is amazing. Have you ever thought about leadership? Literally had a conversation with one of my downline today. I don't know if I want to be a leader. What does that entail? Okay, well, here's what being a leader entails. If you want to help other people be successful, if you want to grow your team, if you want a bigger paycheck and you're willing to put in the work to help other people do the same, then you want to be a leader. Okay, yeah, that sounds like something I may be interested in. What do I need to do? I want you to go have 10 join conversations by Friday. Follow up with me. Let me know how they went. And we'll go from there. Okay. And that's coaching. That's training. That's getting to know your people. That's having a conversation. After you ask if they want to be a leader, depending on what they say, they could say yes, they could say no, they could say like that girl did, I don't know what you're talking about. What does that mean? Right? Then you're going to take a look at their business. So you're going to connect, ask, and look. You're going to take a look at their business. You need to know how to run a report. We've had many trainings on how to run a report. If you're not running a report as a leader, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not running a report and you don't know how to look at your downlines numbers for the last few months, you need to go back and watch the training that we did on that. Watching trainings is a huge part of this business. And the sooner you start doing it, the better for you, for your business, for your downline, for your front line, for literally everybody. Okay. Because that's how we learn in this business, by learning from other people. Okay. Take a look at their business. What does it look like? Using the ladder of success again. Look at their history. What's their PRV like? Does it need help? So the girl that I reached out to, just to use an example, her PRV was fine. She was partying. She was doing those things. Now you're going to have people, and it's going to be on a base by base situation where they do have really high PRV for a long time because they have tons of friends and family that want to support them. But then they get to the point where they don't have that consistent high PRV. Why? Because they chose not to party. And that's when they need to start partying. And if they're not willing to party, then it's going to be really hard to grow their customer base. Okay. Perfect example happened this week. People wanted in our downline to grow their checks, but they didn't want to sponsor. Okay. You're going to have to work really, really hard because you're going to have to double your parties. Yeah, you can make more money and not sponsor. Absolutely. But you're going to have to double your parties. I'm talking like if you want a 2K check, at least 6 a month. Okay. So take a look at their business. Where do they need help? Go by the 3 legs. Go by the ladder of success. Where are they at in that? If they don't have their PRV squared away, they need to do that first. Same for you, right? Assuming that you're here to do those things, you're going to have your business squared away first. Everyone has something that they can work on. I am working on things in my business. Anya's working on things in her business. Sylvia's working on things in her business. Paige is working on things in her business. Mindy is working on things in her business. I could go down the whole line. Everyone has something to work on in their business. Your business is not perfect. It's never going to be. And it's going to be really hard to keep everything balanced and have a perfect PRV. There's probably been maybe 2 months in my 5 years that I've had my PRV goal, my sponsoring goal, and I had the promotions from training and coaching that I wanted. Maybe 2 months. I can't even name them. Okay. It's not always going to be, no matter what you think or no matter what social media shows you from other leaders, that's fake. Okay. Unless you're seeing their numbers. Okay. Stop. Put your blinders on and work on your business. Okay. We have to talk about what needs to be worked on, what needs help. Okay. There for a while, I was struggling with sponsoring, struggling. And I literally talked to Ray one day and I was like, I don't know what is going on, but I guess I'm done because I'm not sponsoring. No one's answering. If they're answering, all the things, all the excuses you could think of, I said. And now we're finally sponsoring again. Why? Because that's just the ebb and flow of our business. It's going to go up and down. You're going to have amazing years. You're going to have low years. You're going to have okay months. You're going to have amazing months. Okay. Everyone has something they can work on. 1, 2, 3. The 4th thing is to give them goals and actions to work towards with a deadline. Okay. So again, when someone's come to you and they said they want to build their business, y'all know I'm a very systematic person. Go down the line of what's important. Okay. Don't worry about the planners. Don't worry about the calendars. Don't worry about the graphics. Don't worry about all the fluff that's being shared in our business and focus on the income producing things. Okay. If they want to build a business, if they're here to have fun and have the pretty graphics and to have all of those amazing, beautiful offices, awesome. Do it, girl. Enjoy yourself. But if you're here, right, to take it to the next level, let's take it to the next level together. Because I'm working, I want to work with you. You want to have joint conversations? I want to have joint conversations. Okay. Teaching them to lead. And that's where it comes in when someone is teaching a leader to be a leader. And I'm not going to call her out, but we've had many conversations on, okay, well, what am I going to do? What do I do? No one's answering me. No one wants to seem to do anything. No one answering my team page. Okay, I want you to give them a goal or an action with a deadline. See who's down. See who wants to do the work. Look to see who is going to take those challenges, right? Who's going to do the booking blitz? Who's going to do those things when it's not maybe the best time to do them? That's how we're going to build leaders, because we're going to say, oh, you want to be a leader? Let's do this together, right? And keeping them accountable. How are they onboarding people? Are they training consistently? Huge. It's okay as a leader to ask another leader, hey girl, I noticed that the last couple of people you've sponsored aren't certified yet. Can we go over how you're onboarding people? That's showing you care. Okay, that's showing that it's not just the numbers. It's these people who are coming in are not progressing, right? If they're not certified in 2 to 3 months, they're not certified in the first month. For me, I'm like, hold up, what's going on? You need to be certified. What are we doing wrong, right? We're going to have that self-reflection. And then again, keeping them accountable. People who want to be leaders, the same thing I do with you guys. I'm going to keep you accountable. I checked in on a few people today. I gave sponsoring conversations with, hey girl, how those sponsoring combos go? That's keeping them accountable. But I have to remember as their leader, right, that I have to check in on those people. I can't just spit out all these things for people to do and just leave them. I have to be the leader to always be there. Not everyone is going to be a leader or even wants to be, and that's okay. You have to be okay with that. You as the leader have to be okay that not everyone wants to be you. Not everybody wants your job. Not everybody wants your paycheck. Or they might want your paycheck, but they don't want the work to do it, to get it, right? And that's okay. They don't want it. They don't want it. Keep going until you have that 1% that wants it bad. The unicorns. Keep going. You have to think, how many unicorns are in your group? How many unicorns are in our group? How many leaders consistently show up to meetings regardless of what's going on, that have an earpiece in their ear, that are here? Those are the people I want, right? Because that's how I was as far as building my leadership. Never missed a meeting that was offered to me. Never missed a text, a call, a YouTube training, anything that was sent my way, I did it. Because I was so hungry once I decided I wanted it. I was so hungry, I wanted all the information. Just like partying and sponsoring, you're going to have to expect the same thing from your teammates. You're going to get ignored. You're going to get no's. You're going to be rejected. You're going to have people say, nope, not interested. And that may change, right? We always talk about how those things change, how people's mind can change. Someone said it in the chat. I used to be a discount consultant, but then I saw what my business could do for me. Yeah, because they had a bomb launch party and they got a nice check and they're like, how can I do this again? As a leader, you are the constant. Stop letting what your teammates or downline are doing. Stop letting that control what you are doing as a leader. Just because people aren't showing up, just because people aren't answering, just because people aren't doing what you want them to do, or maybe what you did, like I just said, that's not going to stop me from leading. That's not going to stop me from reaching out to people. That's not going to stop me from sponsoring more people, right? You don't want it, you don't want it. Awesome. I will find someone that does. And if they don't, I'll find someone else. There's too many people in this world to get stuck and settled on, oh, my team doesn't want it like I do. There's someone out there that does. You just have to find them. And then obviously, if you don't have anybody to work with, sponsor. So I just want to hit on that part of, in leadership, you are the constant, in that you always have to be there, whether they like you, love you, or hate you. You have to be there regardless. Unfortunately, and that's a hard part of leadership, but it's like the mama, right? Sometimes that your babies love you. Some days they kind of like you, and some days they really hate you, but they know that every morning they wake up, you're going to be there because you're the constant in their life. As a leader, especially as a director and above, you should be the constant in their business. Someone that they know they can come to at any day and say, I'm ready to do this. And you're there to be like, no judgment. I'm here to help you. I don't care what you said in the past. What's your goal? That is leadership. Because it's not about you. It's not about what you think about them. It's not what you like or don't like. You as a leader have to be that constant to them. And for all this pouring that you're doing into people, you're going to need to do as a leader, all the pouring, all the answering, all the negativity. Don't forget to pour into yourself. So watch those positive things, listen to those positive podcasts, unplug, take time off. Talking to you, take time off. You have to take time off of this business. And it's something that I'm still learning. I'm speaking from experience. You got to take the time to be able to pour into people that maybe rack your nerve, that maybe you don't personally like, right? That's leadership, because it's not about you. It's about them. How can you help them? Right? And make sure that you realize it's a full circle of pouring. If you don't pour into someone, they can't pour into someone else. They can't pour into someone else. And you're responsible. Every single person in that circle is responsible for being poured pouring into someone else, whether that be your teammates, your kids, your husband, whatever it may be. You have to decide, I need a minute. I need a damn minute because I need some time or I'm running on E, right? We have to take care of ourselves as leader. Because you literally cannot pour from an empty cup. And when you get to the point where you feel so empty and that you don't have the time, or maybe you say you don't care about people, or that you don't want anything to do with someone on your team because of she said this, she said that, that's where you have to take time away to realize what's important in life, right? Because I do this business for him, and I do it for my boys, and I do it for my family, and I do it for my future. It's not always fun and games, but as a leader, I will always show up. I will always be here. Whether you're here or not, I will be here. And I made that choice a long time ago before I became a director, that was a non-negotiable, because when you take a step into leadership like that, yeah, it's a lot of showing the way, knowing the way, working your business, showing your people what you're doing. But it's also them knowing that you're going to be there. Whitney's going to be at that event. Whitney's going to be at that meeting. Never once canceled a meeting. I've never not shown up to something I said I was going to be on. Right? Can you say that? That's where that self-reflection comes in. Okay. All righty. Annie Faust.
Okay. So I was going to really start with lead with love, learn with love. Then I was talking to Whitney and I'm like, okay, but if you don't have, Whitney's like, your lovey-dovey stuff, okay. But if you don't have a relationship with somebody, you can't love them, right? Like, you don't just come out the gate loving somebody you don't know, okay? And some of you aren't lovey-dovey. I am a people person. They piss me off, okay? I love them, but I love people in just general. I love people. So then I was fussing at my kids, and my littlest, my 6-year-old, said, there's no respect in this house. And I thought, that's what it is. I mean, there's not, to an extent for him, but I'm like, that's what it is. We need to lead with respect, but we also need to learn with respect as leaders. Okay. So not even just with love, like that's great. And I think that's awesome when we have created that relationship, but there's got to be just a respect for someone as a person in general, right? They're human. You're busy. They're busy. We got lives. Okay. We're doing the darn thing together. Just a general respect for people. All right. So, and I say that because all of this that I do, right, is, and what Whitney does, is to help you. Okay. And I've just been thinking a lot this week as I'm talking to different people, and I have been straight up across the board always. I will always be honest with you about your business and about my business. I will always be honest. Okay. And I do it because I want you to have the success that you want. I don't care if you're under my stewardship. I don't care if I've never met you in person. I want you to have the success that you want. Okay. And I try to make that very, very clear on my team page. I also try to make it very clear it's not about me. Okay. I do want everybody to feel the way that I feel about Scentsy. Is that going to happen? No. Okay. But I want that. I want my people to know that, because I want them to know what it's done for me in my life. All right. If your intentions as a leader, okay, if you're not leading with respect and it's purely about you, it's obvious. They know. They're not stupid. They're not going to show up for you. They don't care. Okay. You genuinely do not care about their success. They're not dumb. And I can say that because I have had directors like that. And there are people come to me and they say, she doesn't care about me. She only checks in when she wants to be paid a title. They're not stupid. Okay. You only show up on the team page when you're trying to get paid a title. Come on. They're not dumb. All right. People don't respond to that. So they stop showing up. All right. So when you've got GWB and you've got PRV and you've got kind of sort of TWB, but you don't have enough active frontline to be paid a title. Come on. Okay. Your downline's working. They're doing their thing because their leader loves them and cares and genuinely is there. You, on the other hand, are not. That says something. All right. So you have to be able to lead with respect when it comes to our people. Okay. Your business first with your personal numbers always. But I promise you, if you build the people and help them to get where they want to be, your business will be built. Okay. I promise you that. I promise you. So Also have enough respect for your team and for yourself to stop giving into all the excuses. Please, okay? Please. You are worth more than the excuses, okay? You're busy, same. You tired, girl, same. I could probably say maybe, my husband's been deployed for a while. I've maybe had accumulatively, I'd say about 30 days of actual sleep, okay? The whole time, like exhausted, all right? Because I'm just not sleeping. Same, but we're still showing up. We're still doing the thing. Stop with the excuses. Your future is worth you to just push through, okay? So is your team's, all right? So if you want to be paid a title, if you want to be the leader that you say you want to be, and you're showing up here, stop with the excuses and stop letting your team give you the excuses also. Well, you know, so-and-so would be paid a title, but she's just got this, 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 and this going on. So-and-so would be doing this, she'd be active, but she's got this. Okay, and, all right, and, okay, at a stoplight, she can send a text message for a follow-up. At a stoplight, she can check on a teammate, all right? Make the time. If it's a priority, you will make the time, okay? All right, learning with respect. Stopping with the excuses for ourselves. Do it or don't. You're an adult. I will always say that, and I'm not saying it to be nasty. You're an adult. Make your own decisions. But don't come back to me and say, oh, I really, really, really want to get to the next level. Okay, but remember that don't part, right? Remember that you're an adult part. Have some ownership of what you've decided to do, okay? When you're ready to come back and do it, cool. But you can't just be throwing out all these empty words and expecting your leaders to jump right on you and be like, yeah, let's do it, when you've not backed it up, okay? You can come back anytime you want, and there is no judgment. I'm here for you, but you got to back it up, all right? So having that respect for your leader also, okay? If your director or your leader reaches out to work with you and they see the holes in your business, okay, because they're going to see it from a different point of view than you are, don't make excuses. Listen to what they have to say. Ask the questions, okay? Ask the questions to be better, all right? They're not better than you. They have more experiences than you when it comes to this portion of the business, okay? So let's look at like a teacher and a student, okay? An analogy. You know, you guys know I like those things, okay? If the teacher's not better than the student, they're both humans, they both deserve a respect, correct? Right? But the teacher does have more experience. She has more training, she has more education, okay? She's gonna see things very, very differently than the student is gonna see things, period, right? So if I'm looking at your numbers and I'm like, something's not right here, okay? Maybe you're missing this, then that's where you have to say, okay, wait a minute. Why does she see this the way she does? Instead of giving 100 excuses as to why that's the case. All right? Ownership of that. Have respect, be coachable. Okay. When I said that I wanted it, I did what I was given. Just like Whitney said, period. There's not, oh, I'm so tired today. Oh, I can't. Oh, we ran around and I spent most of my day in my car. Okay. We still figured out how to get it done. Okay. Because I knew I was going to be held accountable. And I was like, I'm not going to go back to Whitney and be like, well, I have all these reasons I didn't, because I knew I'd be embarrassed. So I was going to get it done. Okay. Right. Respect where your leader is at. Okay. They didn't get there by accident, most likely. All right. And if they've held on to where they're at, they definitely did not trip and fall into that. Okay. So respect where they are. You don't have to like them. Okay. We get to work, we do it. We have to have an element of respect there, you guys. When that element of respect is there and you're like, dang, they're really pushing. They've really done it. They're exhausted. They're busy. They're doing all these things too. They've got 1,000 people to work with. They've got 500 people to work with, but they chose me. Hello, that's a big deal. Okay. Like, enjoy that. Feel good about that. But then say, you know what? If they're picking me, there's a reason. They see something. I need to go ahead and perform, work, and do it for myself. All right. Next, when you're growing up leaders, you need to coach them one-on-one, hold them accountable. It is going to make a huge, huge difference. Okay. I'm really, really overhearing. I don't want to push people. I'm sorry, what? You don't want to what? You don't want to push people. Okay. That's super interesting because it's not the fact that it's you pushing people, it's how you're doing it. Okay. If people are grossed out by how you're doing it, that's a problem. It's not pushing people that's the issue, because you got to be pushed sometimes out of your comfort zone. Listen, I had to kick Paige out of hers Okay, at one point in her business, she's like, I don't know. I just think maybe right as she hit director, she's like, I don't know. Can I put my people back? And I was like, no, you cannot. You can do it. I believe in you. Yes, we had to kick you out. You wanted to come back. I said, no, you've got this. I believe in you. Kick her out. She's got it. I knew she could. All right. So I was pushed out of my comfort zone. And if I wasn't pushed out of my comfort zone, I wouldn't be where I am today because it grew my mindset. When you're pushed out of your comfort zone, it's going to grow your mindset. And there's big things right out there. No one ever got to the next level by sitting right where they're at in that mindset period. No one got there. Okay. If I didn't sit here and I didn't give one-on-one tasks to certain people for where they're at, for the holes in their business, they're probably just going to sit there and they might not even see them. Okay. It's your job as their leader to do that. All right. Your new people, launch them properly. You have to show them exactly what you're doing to get to that level. Okay. And their level should be active first. They're in their 15 days, 500. Okay. Next, certified. You're giving them what they need exactly to a T, literally hand holding as you're showing them what to do because it's so new for so many people. So many people have no idea what they're doing. You've got to be the leader, show them. You can't say, go launch your business, good luck. If you really want them to be successful. And I say that because for me, if Whitney would have been like, here, bye, nothing would have ever happened. I would have been like, okay. And I would have probably forgotten that I was even a consultant. I'm just going to be honest. Like it would have been over my head. I'm in La La Land over here with unicorns and glitter. Okay. She's like, hello, what are you doing? Okay. Do you want to be active? Oh, I think that'd be nice. Okay. So then she's got to show me what to do. Walk with me, right? Not everybody's the same. So I always ask my new people, do you want help launching or do you want to do it yourself? The goal is to get you to your 500 really quickly. First, we're going to focus on active. Do you want help or not? And then I'm going to literally walk them through. Okay. So step by step, small goals. All right. If you have a team of 10 and then you have a front line of 7, but 7 have 0 lifetime PRV, you didn't launch your people. If that's obvious. There's no way that you have sponsored 7 people and not one of them have any PRV unless you're not launching them. Do you see what I'm saying? So you've got to be looking at the whole picture to be like, where are the holes? Where are the gaps? If you've got a team of 23 and you have no active frontline, but you've got downline working, what do we need to do? Okay. You need to be able to look at that for your people to say, hold on, something's not right. Let me dig in a little bit deeper. Okay. And as their director should be doing the same thing. Okay. And their director should be telling you, hey, you might want to check on this person because they've got all these teammates, but no active frontline. What is going on? There's a problem here. Okay. We got to work together. It's not against you. It's working together to figure out what to do next to fix it. All right. When I was getting to director, I was not looking at my own personal numbers. Okay. But I was thinking the other day to help people coming up who want director. What did I do? Anybody who helped on the team page, anybody who asked me questions one-on-one. Okay. Those are the people that I was looking at and talking to. I looked at their numbers. So I would go in and I would look at their numbers and I would start talking to them about what they needed to get to where they wanted. Oh, you're asking me about sponsoring? Okay, let me go look at this person. And I was able to do that with a team of 15, 20, 25. It was a lot easier than it is now to go in and say, hold on, you're asking me a question, but let me go dig. Okay, let me go dig and see where I can help you to get you to that next level that you're looking for advice. All right. So whether you're text coaching, you're on the phone, you're doing one-on-one step-by-step challenges, coach your people up. When they're hungry, feed them. Seriously, feed them, fire hose them. Okay. They want it. Don't let somebody be excited and you're like, that's so great that you're excited. Good luck, Janet. Okay, I'll check in you next month. No, Janet. I'm literally going to open up the dang fire hose and I'm going to give you everything because you're hungry. Then Janet can run. Okay. She's hydrated. She's ready to go. She's ready to do the race. If I'm just looking at Janet saying, good luck, bye girl, see you later. Janet's going to be like, that was okay. I'm good. Like, no, why would I keep going? Okay. If they're hungry, feed them, feed that excitement. All right. Okay. Next, practice what you preach. We talk about showing the way all the time. Please stop telling people what to do from your high horse if you're not doing it. Okay. You got to stop. Again, they're not stupid. Okay. but nothing that you say is going to have any weight whatsoever if you're not actually working and you're not actually showing the way. Okay, I can sit here all day long and talk to you today about follow-ups and how to do them. And I can sit here and be like, this is what you're going to do. But let me tell you, girl did 3 today. Okay, I did 3. That's how much I got done today. 3 freaking follow-ups. That is not going to get me far. If I was to share those conversations with my team and be like, I did 3 follow-ups today, here are the conversations I had, it would only get me so far, right? Now, if I can go through and I can talk to them how I did those follow-ups, what I did when I was doing those follow-ups, the conversations I had, the verbiage back and forth, that's going to get them a lot farther. I can't do that unless I'm actually working. Okay, so we've got to stop sitting up here thinking we can say all these things when we're not doing them ourselves. All right, that's the first thing. So this means you've got to show what you're doing. It may just click for the unicorn. Again, it did not click for me. It didn't click for me. I literally had to watch. Okay, I had to watch. There are some times where I still will send what I'm saying to somebody to Whitney. Whitney, this doesn't, why does this sound funny? And she's like, what are you doing? That's too much. Oh, crap. Okay, let me fix that. Right? I still do that to her. It's not like that stops. Okay, maybe for some people, not for me. Sorry, Whitney. It doesn't stop over here. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out how best to say things. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know how to answer this person. What do I say? Teammates and customers. And I send it to her, send her a screenshot. And she's like, I would probably say something along the lines of this. Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, what is Whitney doing when I ask her those questions? She's literally showing me the way. You've got to ask questions, and then you've got to teach your team it's okay to ask questions. Okay, so you can show the way, and you can show the way one-on-one. All right. Okay, so showing the way truly works, obviously, because it doesn't just click for me. That's my brain. And today I'm an SSD. So obviously it does work. Okay. I am here to show people how I got to the top. You are here to show your people how to get to the next level. Okay. They may take it, they may leave it, but this is what worked for me. And this is what's worked for you. And you show them, they tweak it and do what they need to do. Okay. Next, when it comes to showing the way, my people don't care. Do you? Have you shown that you cared? Have you talked about that you cared? Have you talked about it on your team page? Have you talked about it on there? I guarantee you your people are watching your social media. My people don't care. Have you talked about how great Sensi is, how blessed you are on your social media? Have you shown your face in your stories and talked about the blessing? Why would they care if you don't care? If they can't see your passion and feel your passion through your social media and on the team page, why would they care? For what reason? You've not posted on the team page in months, but you want them to care? Come on. You've only put flyers up in your stories, but you want your team to care? Let's be real. They're going to do what you do. I promise you they will do what you do. They will do what you do. Okay? Oh, man. You know, nobody's active on the team page and I don't know what to do. Well, are you active on your team page? Let's long lens view. When you're a director, would you want you on your team page? I can't answer that. Only you can answer that. Okay. So when's the last time you trained or gave something of value? Not shouting yourself out. Okay. Not shouting yourself out. I'm so great. Look at me. Okay. Congrats. Did you train? Did you give something that goes with PRV or coaching or sponsoring? Yeah, you have 1,000 PRV. High five. Guess what? You're getting a check. Next, how did you help other people? How did you show up for your people, for my people, for other people's people? How'd you show up? But you want to shout yourself out. You gave an inspirational quote. That is fantastic. And I do love my inspirational quotes. But how did you show up? Okay. You cannot be mad that your people, when you hit director, aren't showing up on the team page, but you don't show up. You don't train. You don't show your face. That's a problem. Okay. Like, hello, all right, income producing, you should be sharing something. You're a leader, you can share something once a week. If every single one of us shared one income producing thing a week on the leaders page, it would be on and popping. It'd be on and popping. And then guess what? When your leaders promote and they come to the leaders page, they see that's just what we do. They're not looking for me. They don't know who I am. They're looking for you. Okay. So, oh, my leaders don't show up. Do you show up? Okay, how do you expect them, even if they don't like you? They get nothing of value from what you say, but they love Mindy. Mindy doesn't show up, but once a year, Not saying that she does. I don't know Mindy. But if Mindy doesn't show up once a year, that my person's only getting fed once a year because they don't care about me. They see me every day. They see me all the time, right? If they love Paulina and Paulina had a bomb training last week, but Paulina doesn't show up for the next 7 months, do you see what I'm saying? They're looking for that. They're connected to her as a leader, okay? When we're all coming together and giving those trainings and helping each other out, it's a huge, huge blessing, but we can't be mad that our team's not doing that if we're not doing that, all right? No one is active. No one has their 500. Do you? No one's paid at title. Are you? Do you show them how you're working with your team to get paid at title? How you're trying? Are you honest? Not paid at title. I'm really, really struggling. Like, this is what I want to do. Who was it? Alex the other day literally did a live and she said, I'm doing what I can, but I'm really, really working on making sure my PRV is solid. And I was like, that is the authenticity that every single person needs to have. I'm struggling in this because people can't think that it's perfect all the time. It's not. It's not. There's always a struggle. Always. Okay. So if they think it's perfect all the time, it's unobtainable. If you're real and you're like, I'm struggling with my PRV, but I'm going to figure it out. But we're going to do this together. I need you to do this. I need you to help me with this. And I need you to step up here, leaders. Thank you, leaders. Appreciate you. Because you're balling with 500 PRV. You're balling with 2,000 PRV. And I'm working to get there. Better together. Okay. You cannot be upset that no one is active. No one has 500. No one is paid a title if you aren't either, but you're also not being honest and real and showing them what you're doing. Okay. Here's another one. No one is sponsoring. When's the last time you sponsored, boo? When's the last time you sponsored? When's the last time you had a joint conversation? Did you show it, even if it was a no? Did you talk about it? Okay, because I had one of my certified girls come to me the other day and she said, I know you sponsor like crazy. And I was like, I mean, not really, but like also like, why do you know that? Because I'm putting these people's pictures up. Please welcome so-and-so to the team. Congrats, you hit your shooting star. And she's like, if I'm going to sponsor, I want to make sure that when I do, they hit their shooting star. I want to sponsor, but I want to make sure that when I do, they hit certified too. She's like, I want to be a leader, but I'm worried that I won't be able to. Well, you can't do it for everybody. Not everybody's going to listen. You do what you can, but I can show you how to help the ones that want it. I can show you how to set them up for success, right? To push them out of that comfort zone because she sees me doing it. Okay. Now, she doesn't see me getting 6,000 PRV a month like Megan over here doing bomb things, but I'm honest about that. All right. Like, you want to talk to somebody with some amazing flat out PRV, you got to go talk to her. But for sponsoring, I can help you. To set them up for success, I can help you. Do you see what I'm saying? We cannot be mad at people for not doing things if we're not showing them, not just here's a new person, shout them out, but how we're treating that new person, how we're training them up, what we're doing next. Okay. We cannot be mad at people for not doing things that we are not willing to do. All right. All right. I promise you, you guys, that they are going to do what you do. They're going to do what you do. I had someone ask me the other day, Sylvia's one of your directors? No. I was like, why would you ask me that? Oh, well, because she posts on Wildflower Warriors. And I'm like, yeah, she does. Super thankful and helpful for that. Okay. But that's a blessing. They thought she's a part of my lineage because she's just willing to give back. They see her posting, they're posting too. Okay. If you're struggling with people posting and not posting on your team page, I do encourage you to ask somebody else to come alongside. Hey, you know what? Once a week, what you post, can you just copy it and post it on my page too? Help me out with a little bit of interaction. We're a family, but they see her doing that, they're going to do it. They see me showing up, they're going to do it. They see Alex posting something, Brittany posting, they're going to do it too, because then they see it's just what we do. And we're always better together. We're always better together. Always, because one person cannot do it all. Okay. So that is how we are growing up all of the leaders. That was a lot, y'all. I've like all the things in my head now and I'm ready to like do some things. I hope you're ready to do some things. That's how I feel. Do all the things.
Yes, girl. Yes. So we have covered literally everything from income producing activities to things that you can take in your business, turn around and say, this is what I'm going to do to start building leaders, to the self-reflection on yourself, to self-reflection of your journey, and even like the mushy gushy stuff of like how you should be treating people. So we're gonna go ahead and end the recording.